Get ready, America, for this is the best of Destination Small Town, a Kluk TV production, featuring the shows that have taken Sweet Swine County by storm. The reality hit, The Real Housewives of Sweet Swine County, Sweet Swine's favorite music show, Backstage at the Commune, the tastefully done cooking segment, Cooking It Up with Betty, the always zany soap opera, As the Corn Grows, and of course, the wildly popular talk shows that share what's happening inside and outside Sweet Swine County. Which shows will you be seeing today? Stay tuned and find out right after the break.
Hi, Prairie Ann here. You probably know me from that hit talk show, The Women of Sweet Swine County, but I'm not here to talk about me today. My fellow celebrities and I have discovered some incredible counties and towns in our neighboring communities that you're sure to want to learn about. Let's take a look.
Located in Monroe, Wisconsin in the rolling hills of Greene County, you will find the Green Door. Nancy and Judy each had children and belonged to the same circle of friends. On a girls' weekend, they decided to visit a small town near Milwaukee where they fell in love with one of the home decor stores they visited. Nancy and Judy had both been looking for a change, so they started throwing out ideas. With their combined backgrounds in accounting, decorating, and retail experience, a home decor shop seemed like a perfect fit, and they wasted no time. 2 months later, they rented a newly remodeled building with a black front door on the north side of Monroe's historic square and opened the Green Door. Business grew steadily, and 2 years later, they were out of space and decided to purchase a building on the south side of Monroe's historic Courthouse Square. There they have remained, but the front door is still not green. They love being on the square with its beautiful, newly revitalized landscape and activities. Today, home decor is still the primary focus at the Green Door. From furniture, accent pieces, pictures, rug and table lines to woodwick and root candles, the Green Door has something for every room in your home. And if you can't find just the right piece, they will be happy to custom order items for you. The Green Door searches far and wide for their unique products, proudly bringing you the best at reasonable prices. The Green Door has also expanded its offerings to include kitchen items. One of their best sellers is a silicone microwave steam and silicone lids. From a simple spatula to a spiral slicer, if they don't have it, they will order it for you. Got a wedding in your future or know someone who does? The Green Door's bridal registry makes gifting easy. When the bride and groom register, Nancy and Judy gives the couple a $25 gift certificate to enjoy as well. Check out their website and Facebook for more info and photos. And if you purchase a gift online, the Green Door offers free delivery of gifts to the local bride and groom. The Green Door also offers free gift wrapping, and they take great pride in their creative wrapping and bows. They offer custom floral pieces as well. Open 7 days a week, Nancy and Judy invite you to come and visit the Green Door on Monroe's historic square. The Green Door, Monroe, Wisconsin.
Lenny Leftover here, just returned from the road. I and my fellow What's Cookin' reporters have discovered incredible restaurants, cafes, diners, supper clubs, and bakeries in small towns. Now you can learn what we've learned on KlukTV.com. I found them so incredible, the only leftover was I, Lenny Leftover.
Located in Virginia, Minnesota, in St. Louis County, you will find the Italian Bakery. Established in 1905, the Italian Bakery has a long history of service to the Virginia community. Joe Pribanich started working for the Italian Bakery when owners Gino and Guido Marcaccini ran the business. Then in 1986, Joe and his wife Bet purchased Virginia Bakery and continued its tradition of quality and service. They kept Gino's 100-year-old recipe for potizza on the menu and added their own twist, walnuts and raisins. Potizza was once a treat reserved only for special occasions because of its complex recipe. But the Italian Bakery of Virginia sells it year-round and it can be enjoyed anytime. Available on their website, they ship their potizza worldwide and guarantee it will arrive in perfect condition. Another ethnic delicacy of the Italian Bakery is their biscotti, made accordingly to an old recipe. Flavor options include almond, chocolate chip dipped almond, and pistachio and chocolate chip. The Italian Bakery also offers fruitcake made with real butter, walnuts, candied fruit, and their own special blends of liquors, available in 1 pound or 2 pound sizes, as well as a Minnesota harvested hand-parched wild rice. In 1996, the family purchased Pep's Bake Shop in Virginia, offering its customers a variety of different specialties. Involved in the day-to-day operations are Joe and Betty, their daughter Laura, son Paul, and Laura's daughter Allison, plus 25 employees between the two bakeries. Our business is somewhat unique, Laura said in a recent interview. Even though we have 2 similar shops, we still prepare our bakery products from their original recipes. We keep the traditional items that keep our customers happy. With the 2 retail locations as well as a wholesale business, the entire family is kept busy. The bakeries offer a variety of donuts and pastries along with breads and buns and cakes for all occasions. Can't come to the store? Visit them on the web and have your favorites delivered fresh to your door. The Italian Bakery, Virginia, Minnesota.
Bonnie P. Silage here, reporter from Sweet Swine County. My colleagues and I are excited to present a series of stories about our neighboring towns and counties, their points of interest and business, so take a look.
Located in Plymouth, Wisconsin and Sheboygan County, you will find Canine Design Grooming Salon. When Joy Hirth was a little girl, she used to play show dog with her golden retriever mix named Dixie. She'd put him up on her little table to spiff him up and taught herself how to trim his feet and tail and brush him. Little did she know that this would be the start of a 41-year career as a groomer. The mother of her friend in high school owned a grooming shop. Joy begged her to teach her the ropes. She taught Joy, and Joy worked for her until she retired. Since then, Joy competed in grooming contests and worked at several salons in the Milwaukee area. After marrying in 1991, Joy moved to Plymouth and began a mobile grooming business called Canine Design Mobile Grooming Salon. Being new to the area and starting from scratch was a little scary, but within 4 months she was so busy that it was a 6-day-a-week endeavor. Her customers loved the convenience. She met so many wonderful people who have since become friends. Joy loved mobile grooming and did it for 20 years. The winter before last was so cold and hard to handle that she thought it was time to settle into a storefront. That change was scarier than starting from scratch. Joy knew she might lose a few customers, but she prayed for the best. God was listening, and her customers were so understanding and supportive that her business more than doubled. She hired the most wonderful helper you could ask for. Brittany reminds Joy of herself and has shown an interest in learning to groom, so Joy is teaching her, paying forward what she knows. I have a small boutique with a homey atmosphere, and I want you to feel like you're coming into my home, Joy said with a smile. The greeter is my Bernese mountain dog named Liesel, and Snip the guinea pig is the shop mascot. Brittany has a little dachshund named Sebastian who is new and figuring out all the activity and fits right in. Open 5 days a week, Joy grooms all breeds and temperaments. She believes that grooming is a really rewarding life path with so many ways to create little masterpieces and work with the dogs. Joy loves the wonderful community of Plymouth and her nice, friendly neighbors. Joy and Brittany invite you to pamper your furry family member with a day at the salon. Canine Design Grooming Salon, Plymouth, Wisconsin.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of One Duck, One Ventriloquist, an Autobiography by Lawyer Ed. Talented, driven, hungry for fortune and fame, the story of a man and his wooden duck against the world. The High Horse Herald says, "This guy quacks me up. What a character, and the lawyer's funny too." The New Pork Periodical says, "Best $2 I ever spent on a book." Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit DestinationSmallTown.com.
Oh, hello there! Ellen Seasmore here, birdwatcher extraordinaire from As the Corn Grows. My fellow soap stars and I are taking some time off to visit some neighboring counties and towns. Take a look and see what we've discovered. Ooh.
Located in Waupun, Wisconsin, in Dodge County, you will find Geisber's Jewelry. In 1874, Kate Bresser's great-grandfather started in the jewelry business in Waterloo, Wisconsin. 141 years and 4 generations later, Geisber's Jewelry is an American classic, time-tested jewelry store. Originally called Deering Jewelry, Kate's grandmother Olga ran the jewelry store at the age of 16. When she married Myron Geisber's in the early 1920s, the store's name was changed to Geisber's Jewelry. Kate's father, John, started in the family business in the early 1950s. An accomplished musician and music teacher, John also gave piano and organ lessons in the store. Kate joined the family business at the age of 19, working alongside her father. In 1992, Kate purchased the jewelry store from her father. For 20 of those years, Kate also worked on the bench as the store's goldsmith. Customers are greeted by the sights of an old-fashioned jewelry store with the beautiful 8-foot-tall beveled glass wall cases and ornate floor cases. staying current with jewelry designs and trends, Kate handpicks every piece of jewelry and loose diamond that is sold in the store. Geisber's offers an exquisite selection of engagement rings and something to fit all budgets. Looking for that perfect I love you gift? Geisber's Jewelry has an amazing collection of 14-karat gold jewelry, diamond jewelry, gemstones, sterling silver jewelry, watches, and clocks. Geisber's Jewelry offers in-house jewelry repair by their full-time master bench jeweler. Geisber's also offers custom jewelry design. When designing jewelry, whether it's updating grandma's ring or creating a one-of-a-kind wedding set, their customers are always involved with all aspects of the design. Customer satisfaction is first and foremost at Geisber's Jewelry. While raising her 6 children, Kate often found herself waiting at the ice rink. Carrying a sketch pad, she started sketching jewelry designs. From those sketches came the Everlink collection. The unique pendants and rings, a circle of links symbolizing the bond of family, are available in sterling silver and 14-karat yellow or white gold. Diamonds or birthstones can be added to make your pieces truly unique to you. Jewelry is a sentimental item. There's a story behind every piece. It is something that can be handed down for generations. Geisber's Jewelry, Waupun, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Earl Silo. I'm on the set here just practicing some lines for one of my shows, Split Hoof Tonight, or maybe you recognize me from Earl Steps Out. That's not what I'm here to talk to you about, though. I've discovered a town that you might really be interested in.
Located in the scenic Upper Peninsula of Michigan, in Menominee, you will find CS Metal Art Decor and Gifts and Construction Services. Since childhood, Ken Mortensen enjoyed many hours in his grandfather Andrew's workshop experimenting with farm machinery and exploring what metal could do. As Ken's passion for working with metal grew stronger over the years, he honed his skills and expanded his knowledge fabricating needed parts and metal projects that could not be found elsewhere. Ken and his wife Sue enjoy working side by side in the family business and being married for nearly 30 years. To the family at CS Metal Art, it is exciting to turn a sheet of bare metal into art which encompasses beauty, durability, and functionality. They create their own designs but can also work with you to make your metal art dreams a reality. Construction Services has been a family-owned and operated business since its beginning in 1984. Ken heads up the sales and the crew, and Sue takes care of the office. Along with the metal art and construction businesses, they also own and rent self-storage units. Ken's dad, Ralph, was a salesman for Menard Buildings, and there was a shortage of crews to build what was being sold. So in 1984, Construction Services was started to fill that gap. Ken and his brothers worked on the job sites for years, learning the trade hands-on. When Ralph decided to retire, Ken started selling their own buildings and having their crew construct them. With this change, they were able to ensure quality control. Ken and Sue's son Andy had been out on the crew following in Dad's footsteps, learning the trade hands-on now too. Their hope is when Ken decides to retire that Andy will be ready to step in and take over and continue the tradition of keeping Construction Services a family-owned and operated company. Since 1984, Construction Services has been designing and constructing post-frame buildings. Each building is specifically designed and professionally engineered to meet and may even exceed the building code requirements in your area. Every component of a post-frame building is designed to assure building strength, durability, and attractiveness, a building that is virtually maintenance-free. There's almost an endless variety of post-frame buildings that can be designed for virtually any purpose: homes, garages, storage sheds, warehouses, self-storage facilities, offices, retail stores, churches, horse barns, and aircraft hangars, to name a few. Whether you're in the market for a fine piece of metal art or a new post-frame building, Ken and Sue have you covered. They invite you to see them first and let them help you with your project. CS Metal Art Decor and Gifts and Construction Services, Menominee, Michigan.
This program has been made possible by the Swine Song Commune, where musicians, artists, and hippie types live together and share their passions. To learn more, visit the online magazine at sweetswinescoop.com.
Our Story Productions presents the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swine County with Bobby Ray and Sally Sue.
Thank you, and welcome to the Cocklebur Morning Show. And Bobby Ray, it is so good to have you back.
Well, let me tell you something, Sally Sue. It's great to be back. You know, tell me, Sally Sue, how did it work out with my assistant Godfrey?
Your man Godfrey?
Yeah, my man
Oh,
Godfrey.
he did. Oh, wonderful.
Did he?
He was just, oh, yes.
I knew that would,
he was just a natural at it.
I knew he would.
Yes, he
I
did.
told him to prepare.
as the co-host in my place.
Did you?
Oh,
and
yes.
how did he do that?
Well, I had him watch all the previous shows that we've done.
You had him really
Yes.
sit down and watch all 35 shows.
Well, can you think of any other way that he could do it? I can't think of it. Well, I knew that he would do a great job.
Yeah,
you know,
he did.
And I knew he would. Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
You know, because when someone fills in for me, it's very important that they do a good job, and I think the best way to do that is by watching me, and it makes for great co-host.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
How about we bring out our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, from the county of Kossuth, Iowa, in the town of Algona. Please join me in welcoming Marvin Chickering.
Welcome. It's so good to have you
It's
here.
fun to be here.
Oh.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yes. Now, you're from Algona, Iowa. Tell us about Algona.
It's a wonderful place to live and shop and eat. We have wonderful restaurants, and the diversity in the town is really beyond most towns of 6,000 people, because we have a number of other businesses besides those related to ag, and of course filled with wonderful people and beautiful churches and a community that we have truly enjoyed for many years.
Well, it sounds like a beautiful community, and my understanding is that you have a wonderful nativity scene. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It is that for sure. There's not another one like it in the world. And we are blessed to have it because 6 German prisoners of war at Camp Algona during World War II built this nativity scene and left it to us.
Now, I don't want to take you off the main topic of the nativity scene, but just curious, how did German prisoners of war end up in Kossuth County in Iowa?
Well, because France and England had so many prisoners, they didn't know what to do with all of them. And so they pleaded with our government to take some, and our government was not in favor to start with, but then they realized that this might be a solution to a huge problem during the war, because our men were away fighting a war, and the labor needs here at home were huge.
So how many prisoners of war did you have?
There were 10,000 shipped to Algona.
Wow.
But there were never 10,000 there at one time. And Algona was the base camp. Okay,
so they
there were
deployed from
34 branch camps in 4 states. And those 34 branch camps, there were 20 in Minnesota, 10 in Iowa, 2 in North Dakota, and 2 in South Dakota. And the prisoners were shuttled wherever the labor needs were greatest. And they did their thing, and when the labor needs dried up, then they were sent to other camps.
So part of their labor in Algona was to build this nativity.
Actually, the main curator was a man by the name of Edward Kybe, and he built a small nativity set for Christmas of '44. And the camp commander called him in afterwards after he'd seen the first small one. And that one was, the figures were made out of soil, if you can imagine, and hardened them on the stove.
That's very interesting.
And so the commander called him in later and asked him if he would consider building a larger one. And so the prisoners agreed to do that at their own expense and built this wonderful example of German artistic ability.
It's beautiful.
And there are 60 figures, over 60 figures, and they're made of cement over a wire and wooden frame. And 6 men completed this project in less than a year.
My
Because it was
That's
shown
amazing.
originally at Christmas time of 1945 at Camp Algona.
My
I mean, you have a wonderful brochure here of the whole history and a picture of it, and it is just remarkable.
Now,
I
truly
just
is.
can't- It is.
is
It
this
is.
outdoors?
No, sir.
It's indoors.
It's in a building of its own.
And
yes.
is it
Really?
always set up?
Oh, yes.
It's set up
Oh,
all the
yes.
time. Okay,
and
so
many people call and ask that question, and I
Okay.
simply say the camels weigh 500 pounds each.
my goodness.
Oh,
The human figures are around 100 pounds, and the sheep are like in the neighborhood of 40 pounds. And there's a cow and a burro and so forth. So no, they're not moved.
Wow.
The main viewing time is in December.
But the hosting, the rest of the year, we also host other groups in January through November, and I do most of that myself, and I have other guys on the committee that also help out with that.
Well, I was going to say, we were chit-chatting a little bit in the green room, and you said something about a big makeover recently. Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, we were blessed in 2009 to have a former Algona resident whose parents were members of our church, and he was a member of our church growing up, who, when his parents passed away, he said, I want to make it more beautiful. So he stepped forward with thousands of dollars and enhanced it tremendously in 2009.
That's great.
And as time goes by, these cement figures crack and scale and so forth and so on. So they have to be refurbished from time to time. And we did that in 2009.
Now, my understanding is, this is very interesting, that you also have a museum in Algona.
We do, yes.
That was dedicated or based upon Camp Algona, is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And it opened in 2004.
Okay.
And this is operated by a group of people in our community separate from the Nativity.
Okay.
And I am also a member of the museum committee.
Okay.
And we work very closely together because the bus tours come to both places.
Sure.
And when guests come from afar and so forth and so on. So yes, and it's a wonderful collection of memorabilia from the camp with examples of their artistic ability and examples of all sorts of the aspect of Camp Algona.
I find that really fascinating that someone kept those type of artifacts, because you would think that after the POWs left that everything would be thrown away.
Well, a lot
That's amazing.
And the prisoners gave some of these as gifts to some of the people in Algona.
I see.
Because relationships develop, and I don't know how much time we have, but I can tell you one prisoner of war story, which is the best example of this statement. They came as enemies and left as friends.
Oh, that's very good.
We learned in 2006, the main man in building the Nativity was a man by the name of Edward Kybe. And Edward, it was truly an act of God that he came to Algona, because without him,
it would have never been done.
It would have never happened. And Edward was the brains of the construction, and for over 60 years, our information has said Edward Kybe and 5 of his friends built the nativity scene.
Now, do you know the names of the other gentlemen?
Well, in 2006, we learned one of them.
Okay.
The other 4 still remain unknown.
Really?
Oh, really?
We got a phone call from a lady in Texas. She'd been on the website at the museum. And she said, my dad, Horst Windlant, was one of the other prisoners to help build the nativity scene.
My goodness.
And then she came to visit us and brought newspaper articles about her dad and asked her dad to write his POW story. Can I share it?
Yes. Oh, please.
It's in the brochure too.
Oh, please.
But Horst began with, I don't remember much about being a prisoner at Camp Algona in 62 years ago, but I remember working at the canneries in Blue Earth, and then I started working on a dairy farm over near Lorenz for a Frank Miller. And one day on our trip over there, the truck had an accidente. I was injured in the mouth and couldn't take solid food. So I had to stay at the camp, and that's when I went to Edward Kybe and asked if I could help build the scene. A few days later, when he was well enough, he continued to go to Lorenz, and one morning Frank called him aside and said, our only son has been killed fighting the Japanese in the Pacific. When this war ends, I want you to come back here and be my hired man, and I will treat you as a son, and when I'm gone, I will the farm to you. He wormed himself right into that family. Now, this enemy, remember?
Yes.
Well, it didn't work out that way for Horst, because just like many of the other German prisoners, when they got back to Europe,
they did return then?
All of them had to go back.
Okay.
And there were only 380,000 in the country when the war ended.
Okay.
They all had to go back and be repatriated.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
France and England kept many of them at slave labor for up to 2 years, working in mines and doing all kinds of other things. But again, Horst Windlant had an angel over him, because an English doctor took him in, and he had a key to the doctor's house, and the doctor's kids wouldn't go to bed at night until Horst had sung to them. So he wormed his way into 2 different enemy families And I never got to meet the man, and I've been sorry about that. And anyway, he went before the consulate to make the application to come back to the U.S. and become an American citizen. And the man behind the desk asked, do you want to go to Iowa or Texas? And he said, well, my mother and my sister have already gone to Texas, so we will go to Texas. And the farmer never get mad at me. Sadly, horse passed a year ago at 97 in Kerrville, Texas.
My goodness. What a story. Now, if our viewers or other folks would like to come and visit the Nativity, can you give us some information as to how they would do that, when they would do that?
We open for the month of December. Sundays, we're open from 12 till 9 p.m.
Okay.
And Monday through Saturday from 2 till 9.
Okay.
And the only exception is New Year's Eve. We close at 6.
Okay. And if people want to come to the POW Museum?
Yes, the POW Museum is open weekends 1 to 4.
Okay.
And it'll also be open the week of the 19th to the 23rd, each day from 3 to 6. And trying to make it available for people that come to see the Nativity.
Now the Nativity set is located where?
On the fairgrounds, Kossuth County Fairgrounds, on the south edge of town, just off of Highway 169, and come to the south edge of town and you'll see signs.
Okay, and the museum?
Is located on Thorington Street, just south of the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Well, Marvin, we want to thank you again for being our guest today. It was very delightful to hear about the Nativity scene and also the Algona POW camp. That's great stuff.
Yes.
And folks, we want to thank you, our viewers, for watching the Cocklebur Morning Show, where you all know that we weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swine County and beyond. Until next time, bye-bye.
Hello, Sweet Swine County. This is Clarice Plow, head reporter for Hidden Away, Not Forgotten. We have lots of people, places, and things to do. My team of reporters and I have been traveling throughout our story country in search of big stories in small towns.
The Door County Kids and Door County Baby Store is located in the middle of the beautiful Door Peninsula in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin. The Door County Kids and Door County Baby Boutique has been a longtime dream of Sturgeon Bay native Oscar Hansen. It was approximately 25 years in the making before the official Door County Kids Company launched. With Oscar's family tree seeped in Door County history, going back several generations, it is appropriate and deserving to grace Door County with this fun and innovative children's store for all to enjoy. Having grown up in the 50s and 60s in Sturgeon Bay, life was simple. Out of doors every day, enjoying the sunshine and nearby beaches, neighborhood ball games, nightly family game times, and always a group puzzle on the table. No need for TV, life was fun. At the Door County Kids and Baby Boutique, life is fun in Door County. Located in the Main Street Shopping Mall in the heart of Egg Harbor, Wisconsin, Door County Kids and Baby Boutique is a mix of ha-ha fun toys, educational and science challenges, hands-on sand sculpting, the Puzzle Mint, a huge corner of puzzles for the young and old, nostalgic toys and treats, games, books, and puppets aplenty. Custom designed clothing for ages 1 to 101 can be found under their roof. What a treat, from tickling your memory with the nostalgia to the phenomenal inventions of today. You will find the greatest array of products all collected here for your pleasure. An entertaining and fun experience for the entire family. You'll find yourself surrounded by swimming and outdoor games and toys. Melissa and Doug Company has a very strong presence in their store, adding educational toys and activity workbooks, craft kits and dress-up costumes, old-fashioned wooden toys, and many wooden puzzles. Stephen Joseph adds the brightest of primary colored raincoats, umbrellas, specialty toys, and accessories for all occasions. Jellycat comes on strong with some of the sweetest and coolest plush toys for kids. Books, books, and more books, hard-covered, soft-covered, fabric, and more. There's nothing like a good book to bond parent, grandparent, and child. That rainy day read is the one remembered. Green Toys offers so many hours of fun with their huge collection of action toys made from recycled plastic milk jugs. From cars to tractors, airplanes to boats, Green Toys has a complete collection of fun action toys. Learning resources, Play Smart, Play Visions, and Kid-O are just a sample of what you can find into the nooks and crannies of this great children's toy and clothing store. The Lazy One clothing collection includes PJs, onesies, flapjacks, nightshirts, boxers, etc., and comes in all sizes to outfit the entire family, infant through adult. Barrington Baby is one of their favorite baby collections. Clothing, snuggly blankets, booties, first birthday attire, plush, and so much more. Beautifully themed collections to dress and accessorize the baby in your life. Hobbs and Dobbs, Douglas, Petite Collage, Urban Baby, Summer Infant, Swaddle Me, Born Free, and Kiddopotamus are just a few of our top lines of baby infant offerings. Look for accessories to trim baby's room, including lamps, framed art, wall decor, and more. Their signature clothing in their baby boutique will also feature their custom collection of Door County Wee Ones art. At Door County Kids and Baby Boutique, life is fun. Come experience it for yourself. Door County Kids and Baby, Egg Harbor, Wisconsin.
Hi, Prairie Ann here. You probably know me from that hit talk show, The Women of Sweet Swine County, but I'm not here to talk about me today. My fellow celebrities and I have discovered some incredible counties and towns in our neighboring communities that you're sure to want to learn about. Let's take a look.
Located in Marinette, Wisconsin, in Marinette County, you'll find Abundant Joy Gifts and Gathering Place. Pam Wyrick's story starts in the summer of 2008. Pam had spent over 25 years in healthcare, working in a back room where she was responsible for billing and performing exams and x-rays. My boyfriend, now my husband, said, "With your personality, you should have your own business." Fast forward to the summer of 2009, God had put it in her husband's heart that they should open a Christian gift store, maybe even with a little coffee shop. Pam wasn't so sure because she didn't like to shop and had spent 25 years in the healthcare field. She finally gave in to the idea and said, "Okay, God, we don't have the money to do this. However, if you want me to do this, you pay the bills and I will show up." Their first storefront was a little 500 square foot shop in Menominee, Michigan. Then there was a matter of naming the business. After much discussion, Pam woke at 3 a.m. one morning with the perfect name, Abundant Joy Gift Shop. The week they were to open, however, Pam was struck with what was diagnosed as atypical viral meningitis. Needless to say, their opening date went from 10/30/09 to 11/23/09, and it was a long 2-year journey to get completely healed. 3.5 years later, they had no more room for inventory, and God put it on Pam's heart that they were to expand. People were gathering at the gift shop for a cup of coffee and some good conversation, but there was little space to do so. Pam and Jim, aka Shaggy, again began looking for a place to rent or buy. God literally blessed them with a 12,000 square foot building with 2 storefronts for $75,000 in downtown Marinette. Pam's husband was thrilled that the building was located in his hometown of Marinette. They had a contest and renamed the business Abundant Joy Gifts and Gathering Place. Today, Abundant Joy Gifts and Gathering Place includes a gift shop and a gathering area that feels like your own living room. They even have a little Keurig cafe area as well as a little children's play area, study area with complimentary Wi-Fi, and a free book exchange library. 2 nights a month, they have complimentary gathering events that feature either family-friendly films with free popcorn, game nights when folks bring snacks to share, or live music nights. Pam and Jim feel so very blessed to be here in downtown Marinette, to be God's light for those in our community to shop, hang out, or to just have someone listen to them. They have a vision to grow further by turning the second floor into a larger gathering area that would feature a youth activity center and a couple of apartments. They are so excited to be serving God and for what He has in store for them. They invite you to stop in any time to shop, browse, or just gather for some good conversation. Abundant Joy Gifts, Marinette, Wisconsin.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of Plowing Through Life by renowned life coach Elmer Plow. Elmer shares his proven 5-step plan for a better life. With advice that includes get a grip and snap out of it, Elmer's program is so ingenious in its simplicity and detail. It's sure to help a couple of people. Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit DestinationSmallTown.com.
Hi, Cassidy Davis here, and although you might know me from the Cocklebur morning show, I'm not here to talk about me today. My fellow celebrities and I are doing something pretty exciting. We've discovered some incredible counties and towns and neighboring communities. Here, check them out.
Located in Plymouth, Wisconsin, in Sheboygan County, you will find The Sewing Basket. The Sewing Basket opened in the fall of 1996 with the intention of offering basic sewing, crafting, and needlework supplies to the local residents. In 1999, the store added quilting fabric and supplies, and by the end of that year, they found the need to expand to their current, larger location. With a slowing interest in needlework and a Walmart opening in Plymouth, the decision was made to close out the stitching and craft areas of the shop and dive 100% into quilting. Since neither owner was a quilter prior to owning a quilt shop, they have often let their customers steer them in various directions. Cheryl and Elaine pride themselves in offering the best selection of high-quality fabrics not available in chain stores, and to make a point to look for small, unique fabric companies that offer something very different. When the recession hit in 2008, they found that quilters had the need to sew from their home fabric stash, so they added more blender fabric lines to help customers find coordinating fabric for a focus print they already own. Since that time, the Sewing Basket has added more than 15 complete blender lines from several different companies, so you will always find the match you're looking for. Cheryl and Elaine are excited about the new modern quilting trend and offer an extended selection of solid fabrics and fabric lines from modern designers such as Cafe Facet and Tula Pink. Their children and novelty fabric room is stocked full of fun, one-of-a-kind prints and also offers a large selection of cuddle fabric by Shannon Company. These super soft cuddle fabrics, offered in convenient pre-cut sizes, are perfect for any project from a winter throw or scarf to a cuddly tag-along for a favorite little one. In 2014, the girls introduced their newest addition, Embroidery and Sewing Machine by Brother. The Sewing Basket is a full-line authorized sales, service, and repair dealer for Brother and are happy to sit with you and let you play with all of the exciting features Brother machines have to offer. Cheryl, Elaine, and their friendly, knowledgeable staff are always happy to help you with your project needs, from coordinating the perfect color scheme to helping with the quilt math. The entire staff at the Sewing Basket looks forward to working with you. If you aren't able to come see us at the shop, please visit our website or Facebook page. The Sewing Basket is a big shop in a small town. You will be pleasantly surprised at the size and uniqueness of their shop. The Sewing Basket, Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Lenny Leftover here, just returned from the road. I and my fellow What's Cookin' reporters have discovered incredible restaurants, cafes, diners, supper clubs, and bakeries in small towns. Now you can learn what we've learned on KlukTV.com. I found them so incredible, the only leftover was I, Lenny Leftover.
Located in Augusta, Wisconsin and Eau Claire County, you will find Tugger's Cafe and Catering. Owner Tugger Francel was raised in Augusta, Wisconsin most of her life. Coming from a family of 13 children, her mother and father were very good cooks. It was no surprise to Tugger that she developed a love for cooking at a very young age. After cooking in a variety of supper clubs, Tugger decided that it was time to start her own catering and food service business. So that is what she did, and the city of Augusta has been enjoying that decision ever since. At Tugger's, everything is home cooked. They specialize in catering, and they have catered hundreds of events over the many years they've been in business. People from all over the world have enjoyed the fare at Tugger's. Travelers from Germany, Finland, Brazil, and even the Green Bay Packers, which is a real treat, have been guests at Tugger's Cafe. Why not start the day with an everything omelet or Tugger's specialty breakfast? Pizza more your thing? Tugger's has thick or thin crust breakfast pizza. And Tugger's has 24 taste-tempting sandwich choices, including burgers, Reubens, the O-Fish Al-Fish sandwich, and ribeye steak sandwich. Here's what customers are saying. Best place and best food ever. Love it. An amazing homemade food and the best Friday night fish fry around. Tugger and her husband love the city of Augusta and all the friendly people. Tugger is always saying it's the people who have kept her in business for so many years. So the next time you're in Augusta, Wisconsin, make sure to stop in for lunch. Tugger's Cafe and Catering, Augusta, Wisconsin.
This program has been made possible by Purdue University, Sweet Swine County's Institute of Higher Learning, with 3 classroom trailers that can accommodate up to 9 students each. To learn more, visit sweetswinescoop.com.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sergio Ferlioni. Welcome to the Cocklebur Morning Show. And joining me, as always, is the lovely Cassidy Davis.
Yes, and I'm happy to be joining you again. You know, honestly, I was a little worried after last time. I'm glad we're still on the air.
Worried about what?
Were you here? The last show.
I'm the host. Of course I was here.
Well, then surely you remember that we had no guest.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a talk show. We're supposed to talk.
Understand.
We're talking to ourselves.
Understand.
It was embarrassing.
Ladies and
It was
gentlemen,
horrible.
what Cassidy is talking about is that last week we had a little bit of a snafu and our guest didn't show up.
A little snafu.
I thought we did fine. We did good.
We
I
did
thought
what
we
we
filled
had
the
to do.
time and
Yes.
it was a great show and the 4 people in the audience loved
They
it.
were really stuck with us. Yeah. But it was a little traumatic, and I'm thankful to be here. So.
I think we should just move on because
Right.
we really have a great show today.
And a guest,
We do. We have a guest.
a real guest,
I promise we have a real guest.
a real alive guest.
Breathing, walking, talking, the whole 9 yards.
Talking would be good.
Should.
A little bit.
Here, just a sec. There you go.
Okay. Are you serious?
What?
This is correct.
That's
There's like, this is the one.
That's it. That's it. That's kind of last minute. It's all I could get.
Okay.
After last week, we really needed
It's an
somebody.
alive person.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you from Sweet Swine County in the town of Corn Row. It's Ronnie P. Silage.
Welcome, Ronnie. Welcome. It is.
Yes.
I am so glad that you are here this week. It's a pleasure.
It's
really
great to be here. It's great to be here.
I
yes.
bet it is.
So anyway,
Ronnie, why don't you tell us? I heard through the grapevine that you have, like everybody else in Sweet Swine County, a new book coming out.
oh well, not just one. Oh no, not
boy.
just one. I got 2. Yes, sir. I got
boy.
2. I got Poems I Wrote, which has the famous bee poem in it.
Will you do the bee poem? I love the bee poem.
Well, okay.
Well,
I mean, I have
and
reservations, but I want to hear the bee poem.
what's
Sir,
the other book?
Shush. I want to hear the bee poem.
Okay, it's in Poems I Wrote. Okay, that's the first book. Second
Now
book
I
is
gotta get
more
this to
Poems I Wrote, and I've got the
like
I've
Government
got
Gum
some
for crying
I've got
out
the
loud. We
Ode
get
to
2 of them.
Prairie Ann and this and
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it's dynamite. Okay, here we go. You want the bee poem? That's
I
your
want the bee
favorite?
poem.
Okay.
Yes,
okay,
you want
okay.
the bee
Here we
poem.
go.
Okay.
This is everybody's favorite. You know, I got this poem when I was weed whacking along on Ella's lane.
Yeah.
And all
Her
of a
leg?
sudden, her lane.
Lane.
Yeah.
Lane.
You know, her driveway. And so anyway, I'm going along there and all of a sudden I hit the swarm of bees. And I get stung here. And I get stung there.
Oh,
but
my God.
it inspired this poem. Everybody's favorite Ronnie P. Silage poem.
Can we hear it?
Yes, the bee poem.
The bee poem. Okay.
Oh, bee, when you stung me, I realized how hurtful the world can be. People love that poem. People love it. It's in that book right there.
See,
That book. And
aren't you
then
glad?
the Ode to Prairie
I am so
Ann's in
glad
this
we heard
book.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ronnie.
Ronnie,
I have to ask. Now you brought up Prairie Ann.
Yeah.
I have heard that maybe the books are just kind of like an elaborate love letter to Prairie Ann. Now, is that true?
Well, you know, every great artist has his muse. I mean, think Keats, think Yeats, think Elvis and Priscilla, okay? And so, you know, Prairie Ann has always been my inspiration, and she inspired every page in these 2 books.
If I read these 2 books, what am I going to learn?
But the learning opportunities in these books are endless. I'm telling you, I like to think of them as a guide to life, how to live a life as Ronnie P. Silage would.
Ronnie?
Everybody.
Ronnie, I hate to interrupt, but there's only like 2 poems in each one of these books, and the rest are kind of like doodles.
Yeah, I'm a multifaceted artist.
It's like a manuscript.
Are you insulting my artistic sensibility
Oh, no.
of the poet laureate from the great institution, Purdue University? Are you insulting me?
I would never do that because I'm just glad you're here.
This is a talk
I
show,
am-
and
I
we
am-
don't try to insult people on
I
the
am
talk
just
show.
glad he's here. I like to have the guests here.
All right.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm so
you.
sorry.
Thank you.
Well, maybe you could tell us, Ronnie, a little bit about. I noticed you have a couple of shows on KLUK TV. The
yes.
Ronnie Stinger Show and the Wheel of Travel
Yes,
show.
Wheel of Travel.
And our audience may not know, but I've heard they're really not doing that well.
Oh, well, that's some pretty strong language. Now we've had a few problems, yes.
As we have on this show, we know what those problems are like.
We've had legal problems, and we've had angry guests, and we've had angry writers, and the set fell apart one day, and then when we started the pilot for the Wheel of Travel, my co-host shows up pregnant.
How pregnant?
What?
Well, did you guys know she was pregnant? I had no clue she was pregnant.
Why would I know she was pregnant?
Since those so-called scandals, I've had more requests for my poems than ever in my career. In fact, I'm having 2 readings at businesses in Sweet Swine this week. I'm going to be at Clem's Feed Store and Harriet's Cut and Curl.
Lewis, write that down. I'm going to go and hear the bee poem. Again, yeah, thank you. Okay.
Harriet's, right? Harriet's?
Yeah, Harriet's, over at Harriet's. So anyway, but you know, the whole central aspect of my poetry is inspired by Prairie Ann. And of course, in my second book, More Poems I Wrote, I have the Prairie Ann poem. You want to hear the Ode to Prairie Ann?
I bet you do. I bet you do, because I know you're a romantic at heart. You know,
I do.
Just a romantic
I'm
at
a
heart.
romantic.
You haven't got to memorize. You got to.
This well, you know.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Ode to Prairie Ann, it's called. Okay. Oh, Prairie Ann, your giddy-up got me from the get-go, branding our hearts for the ages. Oh. Perhaps we should be put in cages, as together we, like the corn, grow and grow and grow.
Wow. I mean, wow.
Thank you, thank you.
Settle down, people. Settle.
Yeah, people love that poem too. And I love it because it's for Prairie Ann.
Have you ever considered maybe writing poems for other ladies out there?
Well, I'm
talk show host.
I'm pretty busy with a lot of stuff, and Prairie Ann has always had my heart, so I kind of have to reserve it. In fact, I just sent her signed copies, 50 of each of the books, poems I wrote and more poems I wrote, and I sent her 50. I think she's gonna love getting those.
You sent one person 50 copies?
I sure did. I sure did. It was just about the whole first printing.
Wow.
But she deserves it. She's Prairie Ann.
And you really can't maybe write something, for Cassidy? Maybe?
Well, we can talk about it when I get done with some of my other ventures. I'm a busy man with my
I heard.
With my shows and my various inventions, and I'm really for Sweet Swine County. I'm the Renaissance man.
I've heard. I've heard.
Oh, speaking of inventions.
Yeah.
Didn't you come up with that something on a hot dish on a stick?
Yeah.
That was you.
Okay.
But what exactly was maybe the failure rate on that?
Well, failure is another strong word. You're using a lot of strong words here. It was pretty popular in there. They loved it in Paris. But anyway, I really can't say. My legal counsel says I have to stay hush on this one. Okay.
Well, this is a talk show, and
okay.
Sometimes the issues.
Oh, I suppose Sweet Swine needs to know.
Sometimes the issues are hard. We appreciate your candor.
Well,
yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you letting me come here and air some of this.
Yes, and thank you for coming. It was wonderful to have such a great guest.
It's a pleasure, and it's been great to be here. I mean, where else could I mark it? Poems I wrote and more poems I wrote.
Right.
Here, I signed one for each of you.
What?
So there you go.
Thank you.
And there you go.
Thank
This
you.
has the romantic poem in it, so
Just
you
for
love that.
Just for you.
But also, I want yours, Sergio. Thanks.
Folks, I'm sorry, but I think we're out of time.
Already?
And I think we're out of time,
that
and
went so
it's time
fast.
to move on. But
well, it was fun. It was interesting.
It was fun.
I really want to thank Ronnie for joining us today.
No problem.
You are an
Whenever,
excellent
I
guest.
love getting gussied up and coming here.
And you fielded a lot of tough questions, and you handled them very, very well.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate your honesty.
Those of us in the public spotlight have to answer the tough questions,
Cassidy, would you like to take us home?
I sure would. Thank you for joining us for the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the big stories throughout Sweet Swine County and beyond. Bye-bye.
Hello, Sweet Swine County. This is Clarice Plow, head reporter for Hidden Away, Not Forgotten. We have lots of people, places, and things to do. My team of reporters and I have been traveling throughout our story country in search of big stories in small towns.
Located in Marinette, Wisconsin, in Marinette County, you will find 1896 Homestead Shop. After many years of working retail, Heather Burtz and her husband decided to purchase a building on Main Street in Marinette, Wisconsin. The building had the right look for Heather's style of primitive country home decor. While she had worked for other shops, she had always dreamt of having her own business one day. The first thing customers notice when they walk in the shop is the wonderful aroma from the cinnamon spiced rose hips, wax tarts melting in the warmers, and opened reed diffusers. They can make your home smell amazing too. At 1896 Homestead Shop, you'll find a great selection of quality items to make your home cozy and inviting. They work hard to offer unique items and even mix a little old with the new. The store is open year-round, so inventory is constantly changing with the seasons. You may want to check it out. One of the greatest things about having a business is creating friendships with the customers, Heather said in a recent interview. I love chatting with return visitors. Today, 1896 Homestead Shop is full of primitive country home decor. Items include candles, room sprays, scented rose hip potpourri, florals, twig wreaths, reed diffusers, braided rugs, one-of-a-kind vintage items, greeting cards, calendars, and so much more. There are also really neat purses and wallets. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., 1896 Homestead Shop is a great place to find something for yourself or get gifts for others. Conveniently located at 1541 Main Street in Marinette, Heather invites you to stop in and experience all they have to offer. 1896 Homestead Shop, Marinette, Wisconsin.
This program is made possible in part by Swine Tales Publications, the proud publisher of Sweet Swine County maps and plat books, now publishing authors from throughout Sweet Swine County. Swine Tales Publication is now making plans for their next book tour, and they may be held in these small towns with the release of The Sweet Swine Diaries, a collection of unauthorized biographies by Cassidy Davis, featuring a riveting collection of the exotic, neurotic, chaotic, and even psychotic stories about the lives of the Sweet Swine County ladies. Miss Davis is quoted as saying, "I have never seen so many single women with so many problems in my life. Enjoy." Each of these towns and their businesses are being considered to hold a book signing because of the information found on the best source about small towns of the Midwest. To learn about these towns and their businesses, visit DestinationSmallTown.com.
Hi, Prairie Ann here. You probably know me from that hit talk show, The Women of Sweet Swine County, but I'm not here to talk about me today. My fellow celebrities and I have discovered some incredible counties and towns in our neighboring communities that you're sure to want to learn about. Let's take a look.
Located on historic Jefferson Street in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, you will find Door County's Rubber Stamp and Scrapbooking Center, LLC. Established in 1980 by owner Oscar Hansen, a Sturgeon Bay native, Door County's Rubber Stamp and Scrapbook Center moved to its current location in 1995 and joined the other boutique businesses on the street who were turning historical homes into unique specialty shops. I am so thankful and proud to be working in my own hometown and boasting the uniqueness of Sturgeon Bay, Door County, Oscar said in a recent interview. I earned degrees in business and marketing and interior design. The many years in this business has been a magical trip for me, doing what I enjoy most, creating and sharing. This two-story gem of a house is filled with original art rubber stamps, scrapbooking papers, art and mixed media supplies, art accessories of every description. Their colorful and strikingly painted purple lime green storefront on Jefferson Street is hard to miss. Enter and stroll through room after room, discovering hundreds of stencils, dies, and art supplies that you will find only here. Open year-round, Door County's Rubber Stamp and Scrapbooking Center is filled from floor to ceiling with artist supplies to fill your every need. It is a stamp enthusiast's paradise with over 40,000 rubber stamps under one roof. It is under this roof that they dream, design, and create all of their original products, rubber stamps, papers, die cuts, etc. They design and manufacture both their rubber stamps and papers, introducing new designs each season. Many of their products reflect their beautiful peninsula and represent both the historical and the hysterical of the region. The stamp and paper designs celebrate Door County's unique sights and experiences. Oscar plans extra special art retreat weekends each year. These are 3-day events that feature artists brought in from around the country to share their talents and expertise. Come for 1, 2, or 3 days of classes and workshops. At Door County Rubber Stamps and Scrapbooking Center, they don't forget the scrapbooker, mixed media artist, and paper art enthusiast. They offer hundreds of custom-designed Door County papers, aiding in creating the wonderful Door County stories that you want to hold close to your heart for a lifetime. Custom-designed papers, ribbons, metallic signage, die cuts, you name it, they provide it for you. For creative and professional guidance and instruction for your personal projects, you can depend and call on Oscar and staff, as their expertise will take you from start to finish with your art projects. Can't make the trip? Visit their web store on their website and shop 24/7 in the comfort of your own living room. Look for the latest and greatest in rubber stamp and scrapbooking supplies. For an art-filled trip of a lifetime, stop into their shop on Jefferson Street in Sturgeon Bay, Oscar's hometown. Door County Rubber Stamps and Scrapbooking Center, LLC, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, hello there! Ellen Seasmore here, birdwatcher extraordinaire from As the Corn Grows. My fellow soap stars and I are taking some time off to visit some neighboring counties and towns. Take a look and see what we've discovered. Ooh.
Located in Monroe, Wisconsin, in Greene County, you will find House to Home Designs. On the south side of Monroe's historic square, there's a little store that brings style, color, and true belly laughs to people all over the state line area. Intrigued? Let's start at the beginning and tell you how House to Home Designs began. It started in the 1960s when a gentleman named Fran Thorpe saw a need for an interior design store in Monroe and opened Thorpe's Paint and Wallpaper. Fran was known for honesty and commitment to his customers and the community. With this strong foundation, Thorpe Paint and Wallpaper became an important part of Monroe and the surrounding communities. In 1998, the business was sold to an area painter named Kurt Reedsey and renamed Thorpe Paint and Design Interiors. Kurt brought on Robin Nusger, a woman who had been working with blinds and window coverings since 1985, but more importantly, had an eye for color and design. When Kurt decided to put the business up for sale, Robin wasn't sure if anyone would be interested in owning a paint and interior design store. But someone was interested, her husband Rick, and the rest is history. So in March 2006, Robin became the owner and relocated the store to the south side of Monroe's historic square in September 2008. Robin's love of color and design shined through every aspect of the store, and this is what has made House to Home Designs a must-stop destination for so many people in Monroe and the surrounding area. Today, House to Home carries complete lines of premium interior and exterior paints and stains, including Pittsburgh, General Finishes, Czar, and Old Masters, along with all the supplies needed to make your project go smoothly. Nothing adds beauty and interest like fabric, and there's no better way to add that to a room than with custom window treatments. House to Home Designs has some of the best names in the business on hand. Whether it's draperies, blinds, top treatments, or custom accessories, they can take any room from ordinary to extraordinary with the thousands of fabrics and options available. House to Home also offers consultations, precise measuring of your windows, and professional installation of all our products. And House to Home Designs also carries funny, sentimental, serious, silly, and just plain wacky signs, as well as a selection of primitive home decor that is second to none. Robin and her staff would like to extend a warm welcome to all, and they promise you will leave with a smile on your face and maybe a brand new look for your home too. House to Home Designs, Monroe, Wisconsin.
What's Cooking? A KLUK TV production, starring Abby Appetite, Lenny and Lola Leftover. Their destination, outside Sweet Swine County. Their purpose, to share their discoveries of the best cafes, restaurants, bakeries, supper clubs, and night spots. It all began when they realized food options in Sweet Swine County were limited. Now you can learn what they learned, with hundreds of food options. What's Cooking? In living color on the web.